Los Angeles Lakers head coach JJ Redick provided encouraging news Thursday regarding guard Austin Reeves and his recovery from a calf strain injury. Speaking to reporters ahead of the divisional clash against the Los Angeles Clippers at the Intuit Dome, Redick revealed that Reeves has been participating in 3-on-3 basketball sessions as part of his carefully monitored return-to-play protocol. The coach emphasized that Reeves has looked like his usual self during these live court sessions, suggesting the star guard is making significant progress in his rehabilitation process. Leave your like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates. Reeves has been sidelined since suffering the calf injury during the Christmas Day matchup against Kevin Durant and the Houston Rockets. The Lakers have been extremely cautious with his recovery, understanding the delicate nature of calf strains and the risk of aggravating such injuries if players return too quickly. The team's medical staff has implemented a structured progression plan, and the 3-on-3 sessions represent a crucial step forward in Reeves' journey back to full participation with the squad. According to Redick, the next phase will involve stay-ready games, which are expected to begin soon. These controlled scrimmages will allow Reeves to test his conditioning and explosiveness in more game-like situations before being cleared for official competition. The coaching staff wants to ensure that when Reeves does return, he will be at full strength and not at risk for re-injury, which could derail both his season and the Lakers' playoff aspirations. The absence of Reeves has been felt significantly by the Lakers, particularly on the offensive end of the floor. The University of Oklahoma product is having a career year, averaging career-best numbers across the board with 26.6 points, 5.2 rebounds, and 6.3 assists per game. His scoring average represents a substantial leap from previous seasons, demonstrating his growth as a primary offensive weapon for Los Angeles. The Lakers have struggled recently, losing 6 of their last 9 games, and Reeves' return cannot come soon enough for a team desperately seeking consistency. Reeves' impact extends beyond just his statistical contributions. He has become an essential playmaker in the Lakers' offensive system, taking pressure off superstar Luka Doncic, who is currently leading the league with 33.4 points per game, and future Hall of Famer LeBron James. The chemistry between Reeves and his teammates has been one of the bright spots of the season, and his ability to create shots for himself and others has made the Lakers' offense more dynamic and unpredictable for opposing defenses. The timing of Reeves' potential return is crucial as the Lakers navigate a challenging stretch of their schedule. Following the Clippers game, the team faces 6 more games on their current road trip, including matchups against the Dallas Mavericks in Texas, followed by games against the Chicago Bulls, Cleveland Cavaliers, Washington Wizards, New York Knicks, and Brooklyn Nets. The Lakers won't return home to Crypto.com Arena until February 5th when they host the Philadelphia 76ers. Interestingly, February 5th also marks the NBA trade deadline, adding another layer of intrigue to the Lakers' situation. The team's roster could look significantly different when they return to Los Angeles, as trade rumors have been swirling around the organization. However, despite various hypothetical trade scenarios that have included Reeves' name being mentioned by analysts and even Clutch sports agent Rich Paul, the Lakers are not expected to move their rising star. All indications point toward the organization planning to offer Reeves a lucrative long-term contract extension this summer. Team management views him as a cornerstone piece of their future, alongside Doncic, and believes his development trajectory justifies a significant financial commitment. Reeves has proven himself to be more than just a role player, evolving into a legitimate star who can shoulder major offensive responsibilities while maintaining efficiency and basketball IQ that belies his relative inexperience. The Lakers' careful handling of Reeves' injury demonstrates their long-term thinking and commitment to preserving his health for what they hope will be a deep playoff run. With the Western Conference as competitive as ever, having Reeves healthy and performing at his peak level will be essential for Los Angeles to achieve their championship aspirations. His return will provide much-needed offensive firepower and versatility that the team has sorely missed during his absence. As Reeves progresses through his rehabilitation and gets closer to game action, the Lakers and their fans can feel optimistic about the trajectory of his recovery. The fact that he's already participating in 3-on-3 sessions and looking sharp is an excellent sign that he should be back on the court in the near future, ready to help the team make a strong push in the second half of the season. Tension has reached unprecedented levels within the Los Angeles Lakers organization following the publication of a revealing ESPN article that exposed internal family conflicts within the Buss ownership group and detailed owner Jeannie Buss's complicated relationship with superstar LeBron James since his arrival in 2018. The timing of these revelations has intensified speculation about James's future with the franchise, particularly as the NBA trade deadline approaches on February 5th. Following Thursday night's loss to Kawhi Leonard and the Los Angeles Clippers at the Intuit Dome, James faced questions from reporters about his commitment to finishing the season with the Lakers. When asked directly by Dan Wyke of The Athletic whether this is where he wants to finish the season, James provided a brief but telling response. The future Hall of Famer simply stated he was good, repeating the phrase multiple times. While not the most detailed answer, the response suggests James intends to remain with the Lakers for now, at least through the end of his current contract, which expires after the 2025-26 season. The context surrounding these questions is significant and cannot be ignored. The ESPN report painted a picture of dysfunction within the Lakers front office, revealing long-standing tensions between different members of the Buss family regarding the direction of the franchise. More specifically, the article suggested that Jeanie Buss harbored concerns about James being the face of the organization, a revelation that has sent shockwaves through the basketball world and raised serious questions about the working relationship between the team's owner and its biggest star. The timing of this drama is particularly ironic given that the NBA trade deadline is now less than 2 weeks away. Teams across the league are actively making moves to improve their rosters for the second half of the season, or positioning themselves for long-term success by moving veteran assets. As always during this time of year, the Lakers find themselves at the center of numerous trade rumors, with speculation running rampant about both potential acquisitions and players they might consider moving. James could theoretically be one of those players on the move, though such a scenario remains complicated. The superstar possesses a no-trade clause in his current contract, giving him complete control over any potential deal. This means that even if the Lakers wanted to trade him, they would need his explicit approval to complete any transaction. The power dynamic clearly favors James in this situation, but the question remains whether the recent revelations might push him to consider a fresh start elsewhere. The possibility of the Lakers and James parting ways before the trade deadline seems unlikely based on his comments, but it isn't completely beyond the realm of possibility. The accumulation of recent controversies and behind-the-scenes issues could potentially serve as the final straw for the veteran forward. At 41 years old and in his 23rd NBA season, James doesn't have time to waste in situations that aren't conducive to winning championships, which has always been his primary motivation. If James were to explore trade options, the Golden State Warriors would immediately become a team to monitor closely. The Warriors have made multiple attempts in the past to acquire James, hoping to pair him with their own superstar Stephen Curry for what would be a historic partnership. Earlier this week, rumors surfaced suggesting that Golden State plans to pursue James in free agency this summer, while simultaneously exploring trade possibilities for Milwaukee Bucks star Giannis Antetokounmpo. The prospect of James joining forces with Curry in the Bay Area has long fascinated basketball fans and would represent one of the most significant moves in NBA history. However, James's comments following the Clippers' loss suggest he has no immediate plans to force his way out of Los Angeles. His repeated assertion that he's good indicates a level of comfort with his current situation, despite the obvious organizational turmoil that has been exposed. Whether this comfort level will last through the summer remains an open question, particularly if the Lakers fail to make significant progress in the playoffs, or if additional conflicts emerge between James and the front office. The Lakers' recent performance has been disappointing, with the team struggling to find consistency and losing winnable games. Without Austin Reeves, who has been sidelined with a calf injury, the offensive burden has fallen even more heavily on James and Luka Doncic. This increased workload at James's age raises concerns about sustainability and whether the Lakers can genuinely compete for a championship with their current roster construction and organizational structure. Looking ahead to the summer, James will become a free agent and face a crucial decision about his basketball future. He could choose to re-sign with the Lakers for another year, potentially as a farewell tour before retirement. Alternatively, he could opt to join a team better positioned to win immediately, such as the Warriors or another contender. There's also the possibility that James could simply decide to retire, though his current level of play suggests he still has more to offer on the court. The situation has created an awkward dynamic for everyone involved with the Lakers organization. The public nature of the internal conflicts and the questions about James's relationship with ownership have made it difficult to maintain the facade that everything is fine. Players, coaches, and front office personnel are all aware of the tensions, and this awareness can create distractions that impact performance on the court. For a team with championship aspirations, these types of off-court issues can be devastating. The Los Angeles Lakers have consistently pursued the biggest stars available in the NBA market, and currently their sights are set on Milwaukee Bucks superstar Giannis Antetokounmpo. Like virtually every other team in the league, the Lakers are monitoring the situation in Milwaukee closely, hoping the Greek Freak becomes available so they can pair him with Luka Doncic and create a new championship-caliber duo in Los Angeles. New developments suggest this possibility might be closer to reality than previously imagined. According to prominent NBA insider Shams Charania, the relationship between Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks organization has deteriorated significantly. Speaking on the Pat McAfee show, Charania revealed that frustration levels within the Bucks organization and locker room have reached an all-time high. Antetokounmpo is reportedly deeply frustrated with the team's losing record and the overall situation in Milwaukee, leading to speculation that a separation between the franchise and its franchise player could be inevitable. Charania elaborated on the severity of the situation, explaining that he has spoken with approximately a dozen sources over recent weeks. These conversations have painted a clear picture of tension permeating the Bucks organization. The frustration that Antetokounmpo feels has reached unprecedented levels, and the atmosphere within the team's locker room reflects this unhappiness. For a player who led Milwaukee to a championship in 2021 and has been the cornerstone of the franchise for years, this level of discontent is particularly noteworthy. The tension within the organization goes beyond normal frustrations from losing games. The dysfunction appears systemic, affecting relationships throughout the organization. For a player of Antetokounmpo's caliber and competitiveness, such an environment becomes increasingly intolerable. As Charania noted, the major difference now is the public nature of these conflicts. With everything happening in the public domain during the regular season, multiple NBA insiders have confirmed that teams across the league are watching Milwaukee closely. The Lakers face significant competition from other franchises interested in adding a player of Antetokounmpo's caliber. Any potential Lakers trade package would likely need to include Austin Reeves, who despite averaging 26.6 points, 5.2 rebounds, and 6.3 assists per game, would almost certainly be required in any deal. Beyond Reeves, the Lakers would need additional players and draft picks to match the value of a two-time MVP. The Lakers might not have the strongest trade offer on paper, depending on how Milwaukee values Reeves compared to young players and picks from other franchises. However, if Antetokounmpo specifically requests Los Angeles as his preferred destination, the Bucks would face significant pressure to honor his wishes given everything he has done for the franchise. Star players who have earned goodwill through years of excellence and championship success often receive consideration regarding their preferred landing spots in trade scenarios. While previous speculation suggested any potential Antetokounmpo trade would wait until the offseason, the rapid deterioration of the situation in Milwaukee has changed that calculus. A deal before the February 5th trade deadline now feels increasingly possible, if not probable. The Bucks appear to be at a crossroads where maintaining the status quo no longer seems viable, and Antetokounmpo's frustration suggests he may be ready for a change sooner rather than later. For the Lakers, acquiring Antetokounmpo would represent a massive upgrade and immediately elevate them into legitimate championship contention. Pairing him with Luka Doncic would create one of the most formidable duos in the NBA, combining Doncic's offensive brilliance and playmaking with Antetokounmpo's two-way dominance and ability to impact games on both ends of the floor. The fit would be nearly perfect, with each player's strengths complementing the other's skill set. However, the Lakers' pursuit of Antetokounmpo is complicated by their own internal issues, particularly the uncertain future of LeBron James with the organization. Recent revelations about tensions between James and owner Jeanie Buss have created additional uncertainty around the Lakers' direction. If James were to leave either via trade or free agency, it might actually simplify the path to acquiring Antetokounmpo by freeing up salary cap space and reducing the number of veteran stars the team needs to accommodate. The Golden State Warriors have also emerged as a potential destination for Antetokounmpo, adding another layer of competition for the Lakers. Golden State has the assets and motivation to make a serious push for the Greek Freak, and they can offer their own compelling vision for how Antetokounmpo would fit alongside their existing core. The Lakers will need to present a better offer and more convincing long-term plan if they want to win the Antetokounmpo sweepstakes.